All right, let's look at some of the concepts we need to learn for our Tuesday daily language review, okay? For the most part, you guys are doing very well. Like I said, there's just a few things I want to make sure you know. That way you can use it and apply it to your further weeks. So the first one I seem to think that some people are having trouble with are intensive pronouns. So an intensive pronoun is a pronoun that takes the place of a noun, and it's when you add self or selves to that pronoun. First, what you should do is you should find the antecedent, who or what the pronoun can take the place of. Hint, it's definitely going to be before the blank line normally. Then decide which pronoun can replace the who or the what. Then add self and selves to that pronoun. So every answer in that blank should have self or selves. Okay, let's look at some examples. Sarah can open it blank. So first we need to identify our antecedent. So our antecedent comes before, and it's who or what the sentence is talking about. So our who is Sarah. Now we need to figure out a pronoun that can replace Sarah. So instead of saying Sarah, we could say her, right? Then we need to add self or selves. Well, self is singular, selves is plural, so we should add, we're talking about one Sarah, we should add self. So our answer should be herself. Number two, we can raise the funds blank. First, find our antecedent. Okay, so the whole sentence is about we. What pronoun can be used as we in the predicate? Well, if we're talking about, a group of us, it could be our. And there's a bunch of us, so we need to make sure it's plural, selves. We can raise the funds ourselves. This is talking about we, herself is talking about Sarah. So anytime for number one, you should have the selves or self in your answer. The second one we are struggling with is vague pronouns. So this is number 4 on your Tuesday daily review. So a vague pronoun is something that's not specific. Therefore, it can kind of be confused with multiple ideas. You're like, maybe what are they talking about? Or maybe you think something different than the person next to you. So your job is to make the meaning clear. But you can't change the meaning of the sentence. So you can't add in your own ideas. You just have to replace it with something already in the sentence. So this is normally going to be a noun that's in the sentence that you have to replace it with. So let's look at some examples. Number 1, here's our sentence. After installing the new radio in my car, I sold it. So if you're confused on this, the first thing I would do is just find your pronouns. Okay? So we have I and we have it. Those are both pronouns. However, which one is unclear? Well, we know who I is. That's, yourself. So therefore, it's going to be it. So you circle your vague pronoun. Now we need to figure out what could that relate to? Well, what did you sell? You sold the car, or did you sell the stereo? It could mean either of those. So you have to rewrite the sentence and make it more clear. So you should write after installing the new stereo in my car, comma, I sold. Well, choose which one you want to do. I think the one that probably makes the most sense is the car. However, you could say you sold the stereo. Or you could say maybe I sold the old stereo. I sold the car. Therefore, you are taking out it and you're adding in a more clear noun. Okay, so that's what's taking place of that pronoun. So let's look at the other one, our second example. If the students do not eat the rest of the string beans, please throw them away. Well, first we find your pronouns. If you don't know where the confusion is, find the pronouns. So let's go through and see if we find any. All right, so the only pronoun in this sentence is them. So circle it. Well, when we're talking about them, are we talking about the children or are we talking about the string beans? Well, I would hope that we don't throw children away. So we have to be talking about the string beans. So we need to take out them and we need to replace it with string beans. So then we rewrite our sentence. If the children do not eat the rest of the string beans, please throw the beans, or you could say string beans, away. We're making it more confused. We are taking them and we're replacing it with our beans, okay? So we're making that more clear. We don't want people to be mistaken and think that we're throwing away children. That wouldn't be good, right? So therefore, we need to replace it. Okay, so these are the two that I see some people are struggling with. If you're not, that is great. However, use what I just showed you as your example and apply it to those questions, number 1 and 4, on your daily language review. All right, those are going to be the ones I'm going to be looking at closely. So please make sure that you are getting them right, and if you need help, to let me know.